All right, what's up, everybody? Right now, I want to do another film recommendation. Right now is going to be Babylon. Babylon is a 1980 British film, actually, my favorite British film of all time. This film is about Jamaicans in London, about the Jamaican community in Brixton, London, to be exact. If you don't know, a lot of Jamaicans live in the Brixton area of London. It's been known for that for quite some time. Jamaicans Jamaica was a British colony probably for a few hundred years and got its independence in 1962. Still, a lot of Jamaicans immigrated to England and specifically, again, the Brixton area of London. Just like many other immigrants, probably from India as well and Nigeria, have moved to London over the decades. This film, again, released in 1980, probably one of my favorite reggae-centric films. Now, I'm very familiar with other reggae-centric films like Shada's, 1999, late 90s, early 2000s. Rockers, 1978. That one had Gregory Isaacs, big fan of him, so I love that movie. And The Harder They Come, I think that's 1970, 1971. That one had, man, who was in The Harder They Come? It's not Dennis Brown, it's Jimmy Cliff. There we go. Anyways, Babylon is yet another reggae-centric film. This one is, again, British, released in 1980, premiered at the Cannes Film Festival in 1980. And here's the interesting thing. I'm reading the Blu-ray. Went unreleased in the United States for being, quote, too controversial and too likely to start racial tension in the United States. Very interesting. But anyways, this film basically follows about three young men, actually four young men. Three of them are of Jamaican descent. One of them is white, and he's best friends with the Jamaican young men here living in Brixton, London. The main character is one particular young man. His name is Blue. He's a reggae DJ. He lives with his parents and his younger brother. He has a crappy job at a mechanic office that he hates, and he does quit in the movie. He does have a girlfriend, but his true passion is in reggae music, specifically being a DJ, and later on he gets enticed into the Rastafari movement in Brixton, London. One of his friends' name is Beefy. I think he's one of my favorite characters. He's pretty funny. He has some funny moments in the film. And yeah, this film basically follows the day-to-day life of Jamaicans in the Brixton area of London, the racism that they have to deal with, the police brutality that they have to deal with, and navigating everyday life in a strange land. This DVD, Blu-ray, first of all, I'm going to show you the art, or this is the cover. I think it's pretty cool. Again, that is Blue right there. He is the main character. And again, the film tackles all the things that they got to deal with. Racism, xenophobia from their employers and neighbors. There's actually a pretty powerful scene. I urge you all to watch this movie so you can experience it for yourself. I can't do it justice describing it. Anyways, the main cast, they're jamming out, listening to, of course, reggae music in a garage in the street. And one of their neighbors, Karen, she walks up, bangs on the door, and she's like, all right, you guys need to turn down the music. It's so loud it could wake up the dead. And the one of the young men who happens to be white, he answers the door. She's like, are any of them in there? And he's like, who are them? Who are you talking about? And she's like, the blacks, the black people. Of course, she used much worse words than that. But anyway, she barges in and basically tells everybody that this neighborhood was a lot nicer, a lot cleaner, a lot happier, a lot lovelier before all the black people moved in. And they're basically tearing up and ruining her country. And basically what she said to them was that they need to go back to their own country. And Beefy, who was born here, says, this is my country and it's never been great. Again, I can't do it justice. That's why I'm recommending this film to you. You guys have to watch this. Babylon, 1980 British film, 1980 British reggae film. One of my personal favorites. Please watch it. Again, this film was never released officially in theaters in the United States, so you owe it to yourself. If you're a fan of the reggae music, if you're a fan of culture, learning about other different people, you gotta watch this. You owe it to yourself. Owe it to you owe it to yourself. Um, Again, I hope on doing more of these little recommendations. I don't call them reviews. I don't want to compare myself to a guy like Roger Ebert or someone who has real experience in film review. I'm just an enjoyer of film, and I just want to recommend good stuff to anybody out there. Like if you have a girl and you want to impress her, if you want to say, "Hey, I know some stuff that you probably never seen before," come to me, come to my channel. I got you. Like I have a whole stack of films right here, and I'll talk about these some other time. Dedicate whole videos to them. But we got Street Fighter 2 Collector's Edition. This film I actually watched last night. I might do a video about this pretty soon. This is The Milk of Sorrow by Claudia Losa. Excuse me for mispronouncing her last name, but this film is a 2009 Peruvian film. What this film is basically, it's about the generational trauma a particular young woman goes through after her mother passes away, and she was the victim of abuse and violence during the Peruvian civil war between the Shining Path guerrillas and the Peruvian government. So it's a very sad film. I watched it last night, but I do enjoy it a lot. I do think it's, again, we owe it to ourselves to watch films like this so we can learn the other parts of the world and how we can basically, again, learn about other parts of the world and just be aware of different issues that might not be relevant to us as citizens of this country or as me as a man. There's just some things I can't relate to the female experience or the experiences in other countries. So that's why I owe it to myself to try to at least educate myself with some of these international films that I have. Another great film, I just want to leave it out there for you all, and I'll probably do a much deeper not reaction, recommendation video to this, is Dim Sum, A Little Bit of Heart. It is from the Criterion Collection, and this film is about a nice, cute little family, Chinese-American family living in San Francisco, released in 1985, and it really gives you a nice insight into the Chinese-American community living in San Francisco back in the 80s. So, discuss some more things than I wanted to in this video, but again, main point of this video is watch Babylon 1980. You won't regret it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.